Hey folks, Bob Bloom, glad you're back with us on our asset protection video series. As a member of Webiforce, you got a whole bunch more to come, and so there's a lot to learn. We're talking right now about the first of three subjects within asset protection, and that's how do you minimize taxes legally, lawfully, and ethically as well. All right, so the Congress has stated that there are essentially three requirements for all of us to satisfy if we're going to pay the bare legal minimum in income taxes. The first requirement is Congress says you want to own a business because that's where the tax deductions are. Now, they don't actually come out and say everybody go own a business, but when they put all these tax deductions for businesses in the tax code, isn't that pretty much what they're saying? Go get a business, folks. Follow, read the tea leaves. The tax deductions are available for business owners in far greater proportion than they are for individuals, all right? Second of all, Congress says that most of these deductions apply to businesses, no matter what kind of business structure you use, a sole proprietorship, an S corporation, but there are specific tax deductions available to specific types of business entities. And the by far the best and some of the most generous tax deductions are only available if you're using what is called a C corporation. Very, very important kind of legal structure for taxes. And then third, Congress says we must also have in our C corporation documents certain key words. And it's those key words that will literally put that money back in your pocket. Now, people often say, well, back up just a minute. You went over earlier in a video the difference between an S corporation and a C corporation, and I kind of get it, but what's really the big difference? What is it? And in a couple of words, folks, it's fringe benefits. Listen, you're going to be working for your corporation. Do you want your corporation to give you minimal fringe benefits or generous fringe benefits? And obviously, you want your corporation to give you generous fringe benefits. Here's the skinny. S corporations give you minimal fringe benefits, which is the same thing as deductions. It's the C corporation that gives you the most generous fringe benefits, and again, greater deductions to you as the business owner. All right, one of those fringe benefits is medical benefits, and let's drill down on this one to illustrate what I'm talking about. If you're taking notes, which I hope you are, write into your notes exactly what I have on the screen, because we're now going to compare an S and a C corporation with regard to medical benefits. The rules for an S corporation say you will pay no tax on all the money you pay for health insurance premiums. Now, premiums is the monthly amount we all pay for health insurance, whether it's $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800, $900 a month or more. With an S corporation, you can write that amount off, and that's a good deduction. The problem is that's all you get. And there are medical expenses that go way beyond just these premium payments, and this is why ideally we want to be doing business as a C corporation. Because the rules now say with a C corporation you pay taxes never on all the money you pay for health insurance premiums, deductibles, co-payments, prescription drug costs, alternative remedies, vision expenses, dental expenses, the kids need braces, you write it all off. Studies show that the average American family spends between $15,000 to $20,000 in medical expenses when you add everything up, and somebody with a medical condition could be spending much more. Now, these medical expenses and deductions, I should mention, are laid out very, very extensively in what is called IRS publication number 502. Everybody watching this video can go to irs.gov on a web. Just Google that website, irs.gov. There's a search bar in the upper right of the site, and you type in IRS Pub 502, and it will come up in all of its detail. And every one of these deductions will have a tremendous amount of prose written in IRS speak as to what constitutes a valid deduction for every one of these. Folks, we want to follow those rules. We want to follow them to a T. Don't take deductions you're not entitled to. That's not what we're talking about here. So learn what are the requirements in order to take these deductions, and then take them if you're entitled to them. All right? Very, very important. This is all money in your pocket. Now, folks, these deductions for medical expenses are only available if we have certain key words in our C corporation documents. Those key words are required by federal law. It's section 105 of the Internal Revenue Code, and it's called a medical reimbursement plan. And when you've satisfied those three simple requirements, think of this, you could be putting anywhere from $2,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 maybe back in your pocket automatically every year through medical deductions. Now, folks, these deduction requirements change over the years. There is always a certain percentage of your adjusted gross income over which when you have medical expenses above that percentage, you can now deduct those expenses. The problem is, without a business, those requirements apply, and most people can't ever get medical expenses above those requirements. With a business, the requirements don't apply. Those medical expenses are now first dollar deductible through the corporation. And so there's a very big difference, and this is why Congress says, number one, you want to own a business, because none of these deductions that I'm talking about are available to somebody who is a non-business owner. Only business owners are entitled to these deductions. Second of all, Congress says you want to run your business using the correct legal structure, and for most businesses who are profitable, that's going to be as a C corporation. There are over 100 different deductions you may be entitled to with a C corporation. And by the way, many of these apply regardless of what kind of legal structure you use, but only certain ones will apply if you have a C corporation. So by all means, use the C corporation. And then even if you have a C corporation in a business, you also must have in your C corporation document certain key words, and it's those key words that will literally put that money back in your pocket. Folks, these deductions are generous, they're real, they are in the tax code, they're there waiting for you to learn how to take them, learn how to document them, learn how to follow the rules, and when you do, believe me, it's worth it, because those deductions mean tax-free income, essentially, back in your pocket. I want to thank you for joining us on this WebAforce video. Those of you who are members of WebAforce, you got a lot more great videos to come on asset protection. So we'll see you as we wrap it up. I'm going to do a quick summary on our next video of what we talked about on this tax side of things. So then we're going into a whole new section of asset protection. So join us. Thank you.